Hello, context traders. Today is April 23rd, 2025, and I want to talk about my day working through the QQQ and the NASDAQ. Uh, Today was not pain free. It turned out to be quite a great day overall, over $20 in price action gained, but it was not without a few gut punches along the way. So let's go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. So where are we at? We gapped up for another day. Big gap up. Okay, so we gap up here from that 444.25 area up into 458 area. So we have this nice big gap. Think of this as one big green candle just surging right on up. And again, I have a natural bias to always look for the first regression into the gap. It doesn't always work out, right? So, but I'm looking for this. We are so separated from the moving averages. I want to look at any potential opportunity to come back into a fib zone or into a moving average if opportunity presents itself. And what we can see here is we got opening candle pops up, we pull back, we get a little higher, pull back on top of the 1 minute range, fire off, and immediately pull back inside the 1 minute range. So at this point, I'm thinking this should have retested on top and continued up. So it starts to fall back in, and I'm thinking I can at least take this to the bottom of the range. So I jump in on this bar, that is the 636 Pacific time bar. We're looking at just above 459 as we're dropping, and I'm thinking we can get down here to 458, grab a quick dollar. We come through, hesitate, drop through the lows, and then we start to U-turn here. I'm sliding my stop down, but I did get bit a little bit. This bar at 638 impulse so strong, it hit my stop and closed me out. And instead of being a $1.50, $1.60 run, I closed out with roughly around 40 cents of profit. This thing ripped so fast. And you'll see this is a theme of the day where I had pretty good trades that some nasty wicks took me out. And this is the downside sometimes to running hard stops. But this bar shot super far up and it filled me as it was coming up at a pretty poor spot. Anyways, slight green for the day instead of a nice start, but that's okay. This impulse bar comes up, we clear that entire range out, we come back down. We can see we can't get back below this area. We have this 10 starting to come up, the 21 still very aggressive, the 10 on the 2, the 21 on the 2. Everything's very aggressive, but remember when we have these gap days, it takes a little while for price to catch up and the moving averages to catch up with the price. So take that with a grain of salt a little bit initially, but we're still thinking strong impulse up, pull back, strong impulse up, pull back. We had 1, 2, 3 minutes, no follow through to the downside. We're hovering right here again on top of the opening 1 minute range. I clicked in on this candle on this 642 Pacific candle, and I take this up. We pull back, we go up, we go into the C-type retrace. We're channeling to the upside. We smash that through that top of the high of the day and immediately start to U-turn it, and I exited that trade there. Okay. So nice one leg falls back. I'm looking at still the same area, right? Same area of interest. We fall back. We start to hold again just above the opening 1 and 2 minute range. Right? We look over here on the 2 minute chart, same area. And I went ahead and I jumped in on this bar as well. This was the 657 Pacific time bar. We shoot up, right? I'm catching this bar as it's eating up about 50% of the previous bar. I I was a little shy. I didn't click it in right at the open. I waited. It was pushing up pretty quick and I jumped in on that bar. So we come up and I'm looking at these overhead 21s. I'm thinking, okay, we need to cut through there. We need to cut through there, but wick up, wick up, wick up. I'm sitting my stop right here at break even. I do not want to give any money back on this trade. I don't want to. I'm not even coming down here. If it comes down and wicks the low, I don't care at this point. I'm break even because this is going to go or it's not. So we jump to 21. I start feeling pretty happy and confident about myself, patting myself on the back for this wonderful trade I just took. I start to slide my stop now up just below the 21. And what happens? We have this 10:01 bar just goes absolutely berserk. And unfortunately for me, it shoots down here, flips my stop, and once again fills me well below where I intended to get stopped out on. If I had not had a hard stop, yes, you are, more naked there, and this thing could just rip against you, and you could be hating life. But if I had not had a physical hard stop in, this would have just wicked down, popped back up, and then I could have either held this trade and stayed green, or I could have just manually closed after the dust settled at a small profit. But instead, I took a pretty nasty bite there, giving back this. So I'm in this area, and unfortunately, this thing filled me almost at the bottom of this wick price wise. So pretty disappointed on that one. Kind of kicking myself a little bit for not paying attention to the news. Big rookie mistake. Should have been more aware. But we move on. All right, so moving on a little bit further, we see again price is trying to work its way back up to those highs of the day. I'm thinking that maybe the Marines kicked the door in here, like opening the way for us to go up. But moving averages have flattened out quite a bit now. We're not seeing that same 45-degree angle trajectory. Price bars are getting smaller, and I just kind of sit on hands here. I'm thinking that maybe we get if we get a displacement and a pullback in this area, maybe I take that up. But we don't get that, right? We see these price bars working up and immediately hard fail again. I reversed my thinking and I decided I was going to take a put back into this same area of interest, right? We kept coming back to this area. I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go challenge this zone one more time. And maybe this time we put that change of character break, pull back, and then I'm already in high for what could be a multi-leg expansion down to eat up some of this gap. Well, we fall 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, but notice how these bars are getting smaller. First bar big, next bar a little smaller, next bar a little smaller, next bar a little smaller as we're moving into that zone. And so as soon as this bar at 10:20 starts to erase and cancel out, that last 1 minute, I just kill the trade. I'm out there and took a nice little profit there. Went from around that 461 area into about 459.35 area. So really nice trade there. Just quick one leg trade. And so since we are still holding out, right? We're still holding out in this area. Got these wicks down in here. We got the opening 2 minute range. We have the opening 1 minute range. Still showing upward trajectory. We have not had that change of character yet. Change of character is whenever we have a new low produced on the time frame that you're looking at, right? And so we see the high, we pull back, we don't get lower. We get a little higher, we pull back, we don't get lower. We pull back, same area. Now, if we had been able to breach here and pull back, now we have a change of character and maybe a momentum shift. But we don't have that yet. So I'm still a bit call biased at this moment, although not as bullish as I was at the beginning of the day, but I'm still pretty call biased, thinking that this zone held out, and we're probably going to try to go up and attack these highs again. So I wait a couple minutes here. Haven't seen anything strong yet. This bar immediately fails, but it doesn't get lower. This bar comes up, it fails to get higher, but we're not getting lower either. We're holding support. Um, I'm thinking about calls right in here, but I still want that. I want that trigger. I want something to tell me, to give me that confirmation that my direction is the way, the way the market's going to go. And so we get this bar here at 1023, surges up, clears out this area, and I'm looking at this as my apex point where I want to see price get back into that zone and hold. It shoots through, pulls back, right, opens, pulls back. As this one's pushing back up right about where it opened, I'm in this bar. I take this bar up, we clear the 21. Okay, so now I'm moving my stop up a little bit. I'm down here, right, just so I can be a little bit, a couple ticks above break even. We pull back, we hold the 21, and we start to move up. Once we move up here, I move my stop into just below this 1 minute candle where we wicked off of the 21. And we have a nice 1, 2, 3 push up, make new highs. Anytime we make new highs, unless there's significant displacement, there's a good chance that we're going to pull back. All right, so we break the highs, we start to pull back, and I killed the trade right here on this candle as it was flirting with the 10 EMA. Now it pulls back, hits the 10, tries to go up higher, fails to get higher right in here. As we start to tuck under, I love my tuck and roll plays. Okay, so let's look over here at what's going on in the 2 minute. Don't want to lose sight of the large higher time frames. Okay, we are still above the 21. So still want to be a little bit cautious here, but the way I'm seeing this at this point is we have failed to make higher highs. We're running out of gas. We've come off of this area 1, 2, 3 times. We made a higher high, but we did not displace. All right. I would have wanted to see price displace and retest in this zone. Instead, it pulled back below it, came up, and it's holding right there again. Okay. So because this didn't hold on top and take off, or it can dip in, that's fine. It can dip in, but this one should have fired off again. It didn't. So now I'm thinking, okay, we are having a bit of a momentum shift. Things are starting to turn and tip to the downside. So now, um, very happy now to be looking for that tuck and roll play. We pop up, we fall below the 21, we pop up, we start to fall as this is breaching the 10 EMA. I didn't quite catch it at the open. I caught this as this was falling below the 10 EMA, and I take this down. We get a 1, 2, we start sliding, boom, 3. I exited 50% of my position on this bar, this 11:01 Eastern, this 8:01 Pacific bar. We dropped right back into my prior area of interest. Right, we dropped right back into it. I took um, partial profits here. I held thinking we might come back up and then fail. And then I got another little gift from our friend the market. This next bar again at 8:02 Pacific. We had a nice another little algorithm just sputter back and forth like half a second, fraction of a second. Boom, boom, blows out stops both ways. I did have again just full disclosure, I often don't trade with a physical stop. I'm often just hovering over the close button. I'm scaling in, scaling out, buying and selling. But today I just decided to be a little less aggressive with my attention to the close button. I want to be a little more comfortable, letting it taking me out, and I'm sliding stops. Um, so I can get up and go get a cup of coffee, whatever it may be. Well, once again, this thing blasts through my stop, fills me clear up here, even though I had my stop trailing down in this area um, as this bar was falling. Right, so I'm dragging my stop. I'm up here. If I had just left it here, I would have been fine. I didn't. I got a little too aggressive again with chasing my stop behind the price action. So I started as this bar comes up and opens right here, starts to drop. I'm like, okay, I'm dragging the stop down in here, and I'm thinking anything above this 461.20 area, I don't want it anymore, and it just goes boom, blast right through there, comes all the way up to 461.80, takes me out, fills me close to the top again, giving up a good portion of the profits. Thankfully, this time I was wise enough to at least scale out 50% of the position at full profit and gave up a big portion of the other half. Okay, so moving on. Still thinking, put biased until proven otherwise, right? So I'm seeing momentum back into the 21, right? We did not get as high again. We fail. We start to form this little mini bear flag on the 1 minute chart, and we're getting stuck in this overhead 21 again. All right, we'll look over here where we at on our higher time frame. Okay, so we're tucking under that 10. Over here, we're tucking under this 21. So I get in right here on this bar again as it's falling away from the 21 and the 10. And this turned out to be a really nice trade. Managed this one fairly well. Get in, we get impulse down, correction, impulse down. As this thing is coming up, again, I take off partial position here. But because what's the difference this time? Okay. Difference this time than the previous entries, right? If anyone notices, I'll pause for a second. What did this bar do? This bar actually got a little bit lower, okay? It didn't close, but it actually got a little bit lower, swept the low of the day. Sometimes that can be the fuel to ignite it to go back up. Sometimes that's just chipping away and chipping away. So rather than taking full position out, I my typical method is to scale out 50%, and I'll scale 20 to 30%, and then I'll leave some runners, unless I just see a reason to kill the trade. So I held 50% for this next move up. My plan is now if we get a close above the 10, I kill the rest of the trade. We hit the 10, we fall lower. Now I'm thinking to myself, this really didn't get a whole lot lower. Um, so we fell from, 457.25 area, it drops down 456.50, so it went another 75 cents past the previous low. I'm thinking that that type of impulse down, pullback, this should have gone a little bit lower. My spidey senses are going off a little bit. So I go ahead and I kill this trade right here on this candle at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific as it's going up. Looks like I could have probably held through this next reversion back to the 21. But that's fine. I had some other things to do, and I went ahead and closed it down for my morning session. But that was not it for me. After taking a little bit of a break, I decided to come back and totally degen and overtrade the afternoon as well. All right. So after my little break, and I'd come back and I started looking at this setup right here, starting to get ready. If we go over here again, let's check out the fib. Yesterday's close up to the high. Look at that. Wicking right off the 50% line. We see beautiful retesting. So 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes. No follow through. We're not getting anywhere. So as this bar here on the 928 Pacific bar shoots up, clears out all of this range, right? Well, to be fair, it didn't quite clear it out, but it ate up everything in one bar. Nice power bar up. So I jump in on the next bar as it opens, pulls back as it starts rising back past its open. I get in on that bar, and we get a really nice 1, 2. I add it on right here on the 10, 3, up, 1, 2, 3 minutes, no fall through. I'm out. Okay. So I'm really happy with that trade, managed it pretty well. Again, not trying to catch the bottom of every move, not necessarily trying to hit the perfect timing on every entry, more focused on getting in the right direction, the right timing, right? When the moves are smaller and we're fighting to get that 30, I'm sorry, to get that 75 cent to a dollar move and we're really struggling to get it, all about pinpoint accuracy. But when we're seeing these big moves, these nice runners, couple dollar moves, it's about timing, right? Can I get in momentum? Can I catch the move as it's going? At least that's my focal point. Okay. So fast forward a little bit further. We move on here. We saw this impulse up. We come back down. We're getting the belly up, getting that scoop and score look right here on the 2-minute chart. And so I'm thinking calls once again. We shoot up, we rest on top of a rising 21. I enter on this bar as it's retesting and popping off the 21. We get this nice impulse up, and then another one of these beautiful, arrogant wick bars just dumped. And again, I have my stop set up in here, nice and reasonable, should be profitable, and then it just rips right through my stop, fills me down here. I actually ended up taking a loss on this trade. Crazy. Just it's the market has been so wild the last few weeks. I've had a lot of these algo dump bars just boom, half of a second and it's just gone. And so it's it's that double-edged sword, right? If I don't put the stop in and it just runs against me, I could be way underwater. Or if I put the stop in, it may trigger and fill in a bad spot. It just is what it is. I will admit I was a little angry. I got a bit emotional, and I re-entered this trade uh, probably a little hastily, but I saw it open after it pushed back up and holding on top of the 21. So I wanted to get back in here. Got back in on this bar at around 456, 65 to 70 cents, right in that area, and rode this thing up into this narrowing state on the 1 minute chart. We see the 21 and 200 coming together. We pop out on top of it, pull back, one last lunge. This thing doesn't rip off. And as it's falling, I'm closing. So we drop back below 21. We push back up right here. And we can see this rounding down. We get underneath the 21, closes, we open, we start to drop further. So I was in a little bit late, honestly. Again, didn't grab this right at the top. Could have got this right at the top of the tent. Didn't catch it there. It fell pretty quick. And as it was pulling back, I was hitting the sell market button right in here. Okay, so I'm in, taking this thing down. I'm in puts right here. Boom, down to this area. Again, several minutes, no follow through. Looking to see if we're going to get that last lunge to go take out this zone right here. Don't get it. Starts to pop back up. Kill the trade right there. Went and took another little break here. I was really putting in a lot of screen time today. Way over trading, to be perfectly honest with you. So I got up, took a little break, walked around for a bit, let this play out. Wasn't even watching it at the time. When I got back to my computer, I was seeing this narrow state closing and price getting up on top of it. All right. So right in here, I'm seeing this coming up. I'm seeing this scooping up on the 5 minute chart. I'm thinking, wow, another beautiful setup maybe here. Are we going to get this big impulse, this rip up, maybe for a 1, 2, 3 extension to the upside? I got in right here at 457.50, coming up. And again, for another time today, I have a giant bar go from 458.20 all the way down to 457 in a fraction of a second, rip out my stop, stomp all over my heart, make me hate life for a few minutes again. And I took another, well, didn't quite take a loser on this one. It was right at around break even where I got filled on this one. But again, just erased another nice little move that I can't even say I managed it poorly. I was just really unfortunate luck. Again, just ripping through my stops and filling me lower than my stops. I was fairly close to just calling it a day there. Honestly, I probably should have, but I did hang around, watch a little bit longer, and just saw this narrowing state starting to happen here on the 2 minute chart. And my my desire or my hope to catch this rip back up into the highs was waning at this point. Looked like the market is really just exhausting. And I thought, maybe there's an opportunity to go down and sweep the low of the day if we get in at the right spot. And I saw the market moving down, moving down. Um, I might have taken a trade in here if I hadn't taken so many trades already today. I really was waiting for a really nice, like, I can't say no to it setup. And I started seeing this move back into 21. We had 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes. All these wicks coming off of this 21, coming into this narrowing state. And so this is just telling me seller stepping in, seller stepping in, seller stepping in. Everything is moving down. And so I grabbed this trade right here as we were retesting under the 200 on the 1 minute chart, and we were coming off the 21 on the two. We fall down. Finally, we get this impulse down into that zone that I was looking at earlier, snap into it, pull back. We get a beautiful, finally, just a nice whale. One, two, three, just boom, boom, boom. I'm out. As soon as this bar starts to cancel out right here, so you can see this right here, as this bar is canceling this out, I'm done. Trade over. Beautiful run here. We went from around 456.60 all the way down here to 454. So another beautiful, beautiful trade to finish off my day. Um, thought about sticking around, had some other things to do. I've just really brain fried at this point. But lately we've seen these nice end of day runs. Looks like there's another good one in here. Um, again, did not take this trade. It's probably about the only trade I didn't take today. We see another nice little H pattern as we're moving up here, shooting up on top. Boom, taking this into close to the bell. Great trade if somebody was still trading at the end of the day, but not high at this point. So there you have it, folks. I know super long video today. Let me just tell you, I way over traded today. All of these just dumping algo bars, just ripping my stops out, smacking me in the face. To be honest with you, it really got me emotionally flustered. And I'm like anyone else, I'm susceptible to making rash decisions. Thankfully, it did work in my favor today. I took way too many trades. It's in hindsight. I'm this is almost like a therapy session that I'm sharing with all of you. I should have been way pickier with my trades, and I let my emotions get to me where I was determined to get that money back that I felt like was taken from me, and it was, to be just blunt, it was stupid. But I wanted to share everything with you all. I share the good, the bad, the ugly with you. Show you that I do make good trades. I do make mistakes. I poorly manage at times as well. Um, so it's not all about just cherry picking the winners, right? Got to show it all. Okay. So that's it for today. Sorry for the long video, but I really wanted to just lay it all out there today for you. And remember, folks, I'm never here to tell you how you should trade. I'm just trying to share with you how I trade, and I hope that all of you can benefit from it. Until next time, I'll see you then.